everybody. I'm Pastor Cheryl Hinton, and I'm with Life Changing Ministries. Welcome to our after church chat. Today we did a little something different for you. Apostle Hinton is behind the camera today, and we are in front of the camera. So today I have with me, this is Sister Ashlee. Ashlee is usually our production person, normally behind the camera. He brought her in front of the camera. This is Latrice. Latrice is here with us. I'm going to tell you everybody's dynamic because we're going to try to have just a little chat for you, tell you how things are going in our life in the midst of COVID-19. And then on the end, I have the beautiful Deacon TaNisha Williams. So I'm just going to go by first names. I'm Cheryl, TaNisha, Latrice, and Ashlee. So what our dynamic is today, Apostle thought it'd be great if we would just go live for a little bit before you. So I have mother, single, no children, mother, single, no children. Kind of mixed it in for you. So I'm going to let everybody just kind of introduce themselves, tell you about themselves, whether they're working from home, still out and about, going out every day into the dangerous world that we live in right now, and how we're coping. So Deacon TaNisha, start us off.
So I am teleworking. I am a government employee, and I have 2 kids who are homeschooling.
By force.
Yes, so I have become a teacher by force, and I am looking forward to school ending.
Man, Latrice.
Okay, so I am a sales rep for a coconut water company, and my day-to-day job was to visit retailers that carry the said coconut water, Walmart, Target, things like that. And my job has not stopped, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. It hasn't stopped because food and beverage distribution is considered essential. So I still visit stores daily to build displays, to check on stock and things like that. So as far as work is concerned, that hasn't changed too much for me. I'm not going out as much. I'm not out in the field several hours a day. I just do a few hours here and there, a few days a week. And I'm actually a student as well at Morgan State University. So that has changed because we're, remote. And yeah, that's it.
That's not it, but we'll get back to that.
Okay.
That's not it. It's not it. Everybody has such great dynamics here. Ashlee, tell us about you.
So I am working from home, entrepreneur, also helping with the production of churches now that are usually just in the storehouse, in the storefront. Now they are on social media platforms, so helping with that production as well, and also in school. I was online schooling, so it didn't really change much. It kind of increased a little bit,
Wow.
but that's pretty much about it.
So for me, I am still working. I kind of do both. I'm home working most of the time, but at least 1 or 2 days a week, I have to go into the office. I work for a local nonprofit as a CFO there, and I gotta make sure people are still getting paid and bills are still getting done, and we do affordable housing, so make sure everybody is still, able to be in their homes and so forth. So still doing both, and I am homeschooling as well, but my husband and I, we were homeschooling before all of this happened, so I like to, my children, they got really excited when they said, schools are closing. And they said, what does that mean for us? And I said, nothing. So we still continue life as usual, but I will tell you, life is still different. It's really different. It's different because now that, my husband was pretty much primarily the one homeschooling, home with them every day. Now that I'm home, they tend to want to, Mom, do this, Mom, do that, and I'm still trying to work, and but they want all their meals, freshly hot cooked meals. Whole different dynamic. You guys don't have to worry about that quite yet, but you have a lot of nieces and nephews, so I'm sure you hear all the stories,
Yes.
all of the stories. But what I wanted to circle back to you is because not only are you in the distribution as a sales rep, you've been doing some documentaries.
Yes.
And also you're in the sports world.
Yes.
So tell us about that too.
Okay, so I am in school at Morgan for multi-platform production, and with
So
that,
beneficial to the church.
yes, so excited to get working here. But with that, I have been trying to do some films on my own, just to document some different things. Last year I did like a 5-minute documentary piece on the Squeegee Boys in Baltimore, which was super fun to put together. I like literally just went out and just talked to some guys and got some good interviews and things like that. So this year, obviously COVID-19 is here, and I really wanted to do a piece on how it's affecting many different people. I went to Annapolis, Maryland a few weeks ago. There was a protest that an organization put together to reopen Maryland. So, you know, it was a lot of business owners and people that were out of work because of COVID-19 that were down there protesting, and that was the majority of the people there, or people that were, had friends or family that were out of work because of COVID-19. So that wasn't just the people that were there. And yeah, I just wanted to just document what was happening there. I wanted to kind of tell their story. So I'm also looking for mothers that are homeschooling now that weren't before, working from home. I wanted to obviously talk to some churches that are doing things differently. So I'm trying to get different perspectives of how COVID-19 is affecting different people and their different lives. And I'm gonna take some time, a few months to probably put this together. It's gonna take some time. Obviously COVID-19 is not going anywhere anytime soon, so I have some time to put it together. So I'm excited about that project, and when it be over, I'll definitely share it with you guys.
Okay, so I'll circle back again.
Oh, yes.
For the sports world. That's okay. But I do want to know, like, because from all of your perspectives, how are you coping with this? Are you ready for it to open back up? Because they're protesting.
Right.
They're trying to force Governor Hogan's hand, like some of the other places that are reopening, but yet, you know, our numbers are still what they are, increasing. I think we're now over 24,000 positive in Maryland. You know, a lot of people are still, I want to preface it, a lot of people are being healed, a lot of people are being released. There are more negative tests than positive tests, thank you, Jesus. But with all of that being said, are you ready for things to reopen? Are you ready for your kids to go back into schools, or even a summer camp, or, you know, I don't know if I'm ready, so I want to hear other perspectives.
I am not ready.
Okay.
Because like my sleep pattern is off.
Absolutely.
I have become accustomed to just like going to bed at any hour, waking up, you know, at a reasonable time, but I need like a 2-week notice before they open. I agree. And say you have to go back into the office, because it's gonna be a big adjustment, because now we're going into month 2 of being home full time. I'm not ready for the schools to open back up this year.
Okay.
As far as this school year is concerned, I do hope things are, I don't want to say back to normal, but I do want things to open up for the summertime. Because I don't want the kids to be forced to still be staying in the house and not exerting the energy that comes out. But for me, as a selfish reason, no, we can stay closed a little longer.
Okay, 2-week notice. What about you? Are you ready?
I thought I was, but now I think that I'm not sure. I'm very indecisive about it. Because just yesterday I was just in the house and I was just like, no, I can do this. And then by 2 o'clock I was just like,
I can't do this.
I can't do this. I was laying on the couch, then I was laying on the floor, then I was laying on the patio, and
oh my gosh,
they had the bluebirds out yesterday, so
yes.
it gave me a little bit of
nice.
excitement, a little bit of normalcy, because I do live in a high-rise building, so it was nice to see all of the people outside on their patios and being able to talk to my neighbors and things of that nature, and that felt good. But I was just like, I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Yeah.
But I need it, but I don't know. It's like, you know you need something, but is it good for you?
You know, it's going to be a new normal. I know a lot of people don't like the term, but I don't think we'll ever return. We'll create a new normal, basically, is what I'm saying. It won't go back to what it was, because that's done. That's done. I think we'll always create a new normal for us. We always do. But even now, you know, I was talking earlier before we got started, you know, Amazon is not operating the same. My Prime account does not work like I wanted to. I can't get things next day. And I'm trying to be fashionable in all of this. I'm trying to wear the nice, cute masks that have have, a message on it. So I was telling, Latrice that I had ordered one, it has like faith over fear, and I'm ready to go on Prime, and they're like, I still have not seen it ship yet. I look every day like it hasn't shipped. I don't think I'll get it until we no longer have to wear them.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a new normal. I do wonder, for how long will we be so concerned with wiping down the cart before I go in the grocery store?
Forever.
It's going to be a long
Forever.
time. Like
Yeah.
this weekend, I think the first time I took the kids to the store with me. I normally don't. I don't let them go into the store, and we were ready for them to get out of the house. They needed to get out, and they're like, well, why do we have to go? And it's like, you need to get out. So masks on, and then we're doing a countdown. My son Isaac was just like, okay, store's gonna be closing. Set the timer, we got 15 minutes, let's get in the store. And it was just funny, but it is so new to walk around a store, see everybody in a mask, children, babies, just everybody is covered up. It's very, very different. So
I'm
go ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but some of the things that we're doing in the store is what we should have been doing from the beginning. Right?
Like what?
The carts have been dirty.
That's true.
Coronavirus.
That's true.
Like,
That's
you should
true.
have been wiping the
Flu,
cart down.
cold,
I mean, everything
else.
that wearing the mask, but also distancing yourself. One of my pet peeves is when I'm standing in line and I turn around and you're right on my back. Like, you should have already been giving me 6 feet.
Yeah.
Did you need that much space?
Yes. So some things hopefully will carry over to a new way of life. Like,
Okay.
give me my space, please.
Okay, so one of the things that really is affecting people is the things that are no longer happening. Sports. So that's why I said I was gonna circle back to you. Sports, but even television shows, I think this is the season now where things are, the season finales are happening anyway, but things are different even for that. So our lives, when we started, we said, I don't have anywhere to go, so we'll do this live. And your comment at that time was like, Netflix isn't going anywhere. So are we getting too much indoors? Are we gonna be much more unhealthy country when all this is said? I termed the phrase when I had one of my ministry meetings with our wives. We came together on Zoom this time, and you know how when you go to college, you can have the freshman 15, meaning you gain 15 pounds in your freshman year. Well, I said this is the COVID-19. How many of us are going to have additional 19, 20, 25 pounds because we're inside and all we're doing is trying new recipes, cooking, and
Snacking.
I'm gonna tell you, my snacking has gone to a whole nother level. It is a whole nother level, and I need help in there. But talk about the sports world, because what's happening with that?
So,
And why do you know it?
so actually, I'm fairly familiar with the sports world because I am a Baltimore Ravens cheerleader, as you guys know. We're all looking forward to football. I think a lot of people, NBA stopped and then there was no baseball, so people were like, we need sports. So the NFL is still kind of trying to figure things out. They don't really know. We're just all kind of in limbo. It's funny, we just had a meeting, but a lot of the answers to the questions were we're just waiting on the NFL, we're waiting on the state to give us some leeway to figure out where to go, because right now, I don't know. But I don't know, I was talking to Apostle, as I was asking him, do you think they would play games without the fans?
No fans.
I think they would. I think that's a great idea. And just
But the
have
ticket
people
sales
watch
are
it.
what drives it.
I know, that's the problem. So it's like, what would they do? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So have your lives been affected in a negative way in terms of, do you know people who have had corona and, God forbid, passed away or gotten really sick? Do you know of anyone?
Luckily, I have not. Personally, I have not been affected in any way. No one close to me, no one even far from me. I haven't seen anything or heard of anything.
You are blessed.
I am.
I got a message from my mother yesterday that my godmother has lost 4 people.
Wow.
4 people now. Her niece just recently, passed away yesterday. So, there are things that happen because there are times when you feel like it's not really real.
Right.
There are times you feel like, not that it's not, because you hear the news, you see the stories, and all, but it hasn't come close to your dwelling yet.
Right.
And you know, and then it gets real for you when you know someone or you know of someone. And so yesterday kind of got a little real to me when I got the message yesterday morning that my godmother's niece had passed away, and this is now the fourth person. And then we had a deacon in our church, her mother was in New York and she passed away. And you know, really at that time it becomes real because she couldn't get to her. I've had a coworker had someone pass away, and the changes even in the funeral arrangements.
Of course.
People not being able to bury, or they're having services, but they're having virtual services. They allow 10 into the, if it's at the funeral home, allow 10 in at a time for the viewing and for the service. And then everything else is virtual. You can invite family and friends in to see it virtually. So not being able to say goodbye to loved ones, but,
And it's like those type of things there that kind of have me on the line as far as like wanting to reopen the state. Like, part of me is saying like, I think we need to move forward with things. I mean, I feel so bad for these businesses, that these small businesses, local businesses that have had to close. But on the other hand, there are people that are really affected by this and they're dying. And that's why I'm just so like, I don't know which way to go,
because it's a safety thing, but then we need to move ahead, and it's like we need to move ahead for people to be able to get back to work. People to be able to, you know, not have to depend on unemployment, and God forbid not even getting the unemployment that they're trying to get because of the snafu with the website. But you know, so on a more lighter note, how are you handling your personal care and your working out and your, you know, your ability to stay beautiful? How are you handling it? She's doing her own. I'm impressed. What about you? I know what you're doing.
So I was blessed to still have mobile technicians. I have a mobile hairstylist, a mobile nail tech, a mobile wax person.
Whoa, back up. I'm sorry. Mobile wax person, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need that number.
Like just for your eyebrows or other
So our cameraman had to put his ears on everything.
Because at first, I'm gonna be very honest, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And I already...
Until you start looking at yourself every morning like, whoa!
Wait a second. And my eyebrows, that's one thing about me.
That's my issue now.
I can't not leave out the house and my eyebrows can't be done. And I was like, oh my gosh. And when my hair tech came to do my hair last week, I was like, do you know how to do eyebrows? And she was like, yes, honey. And I was like, okay. And so she did them, and I was just like, I just feel.
I did not ask that question.
Oh, yes.
I'll be calling her again because I do have the mobile nail tech now, the mobile hairdresser, but I did not know she did this, so I'll be taking care of that. All right.
I have, I did my own hair. YouTube is a great my friend
YouTube.
My friend found like a beauty supply store that was still open, you know, and you could make your come and do like pickups individually, so that was good. And then I've actually started working out more.
Okay.
Because the eating has gotten out of hand.
On a whole nother level,
yeah,
right?
so I work out anywhere between like 2 to 4 days a week.
Okay.
Trying to I want to lose weight, but just maintaining right now so it doesn't get too much.
The goal is not to gain.
Yes. Right. And every so often I have to put like real clothes on so I can make sure that I can still fit them when the state does open back up.
Gotta have clothes to go back to work in.
Yes.
Now, so you have to keep yourself at a certain place. You have to.
Yes.
Because they're going to expect you to be cheering on the field.
And that's so scary for me because I don't know if they're going to call tomorrow and be like, all right, we're getting started. And I'll be like, whoa, wait a minute. So I have been continuing to work. I work out regularly anyway, but
are you doing videos? What are you doing?
So actually, Merit Athletic Club, their Facebook, if you guys want to go on their Facebook, they post videos of workouts.
Okay.
I wasn't a member of Merit anyhow, so I used to go to their classes all the time. So I really enjoy their classes. So if anybody wants to go on there, but I'm doing a lot more running. I hate running, but last month my teammates did this 100-mile challenge where you do 100 miles in 1 month. It's a lot. But I was a part of the challenge. I didn't hit 100. I hit 81.2.
I'm trying to figure out how many miles a day you have to do over
It's
3 miles.
about a little over 3 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
7 days a week.
well, that was,
You
I was,
said you to 100 in 30 days.
so I wasn't necessarily doing it every day. I would run 5 miles here, 8 miles there to kind of just keep keep myself going. I kid you not, it's not that bad. I mean, I don't know. I say people are like, what? But what I do is I'll run out from my house 3 or 4 miles out, and then you have to come back. So, next thing you know, I'm running 6 miles. But I've been snacking a lot, so I have to. But honestly, I enjoy it. Being outside has been so freeing, and just the wind blowing, and I'm just.
It does feel good when you're outside. I'm not running. I'm walking.
But yeah,
I'm walking.
Being
We
out.
have in where we live. In order to get our house in the area, it's a big circle, right? So I drove it a long time ago to figure out how much that was. And so if you go all the way up and I extend it a little bit, I can get between 1.5 miles and 2 miles. And it's very hilly. So it's hills on both sides, but then the comeback you go down, so there's reprieve. But I did that 3 times this week. So
Nice. Good for you.
Yes,
You should
yes.
join that challenge.
I'm not ready for 100 miles. Now, if you say 10 miles in a month, I got you, girl. I got you. 10
I'm
miles in a
actually in
month.
several different challenges right now. Everybody's running now because there's nothing else to do. My family.
I can always find something else to do besides
It's like when I told my dad I ran 80 miles, he was like, "You need a hobby."
Right.
Running is a hobby. But my family actually, we do a challenge as well now. Like on the Nike Running app, you can put people in the app and you can run and you see how many miles everybody ran for the month. So my family is doing that. We're doing a 20-mile challenge. So we're doing that. And then Virginia State University, where I used to go to school, we have another run club where we have 35 miles for the month. So I'm in a lot of different challenges.
That's a lot of miles.
But my family is very upset at me that I'm pushing for 100 and they're pushing for 20. So they're upset. But everybody's being active, and that's what's important, just staying active. And
Do you guys have projects that you're doing at home?
I did. So because I just relocated from New York back to Maryland, I acquired a lot of stuff. So I've done my spring cleaning and just going through and all that good stuff and donating this or boxing this up or that. And now I'm actually getting into some DIY home projects. I went and bought some paint yesterday. Paint something. I don't know what yet.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you, you can reach out to her sister because she's posting all these things on Facebook.
Yes.
She has designed a bookshelf, a bookcase that goes across the entire wall. They've done the painting. They've done all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. I mean, she is busy.
She is. And it's literally, she just sees stuff on Pinterest or online. She's like,
And
"Oh, I
just
do
does
it," and then she gets it done. Yeah, I told her to come over to my house and help too.
Exactly.
I'm doing the same thing though. I just purchased a home last year, so thank you. So I'm in the process of decorating and kind of making my house a home.
Yeah.
So I'm painting and looking into different projects and things like that as well. So that's been keeping me busy.
I tell you, if COVID keeps going the way it is, we might tear out our kitchen and redo our kitchen. But anyway, let me turn this around to God, and we'll get ready to close out. So, what do you think? Somebody asked me this question, so I want to ask this question of you guys. What do you think God is saying or communicating to us with all of this going on? Do you have any perspective on what you think God's message is right now?
I was just talking about this the other day, but I really hope that when people come out of this COVID-19, the posture of their heart changes.
Okay.
Because I definitely feel like right now in this time, God is speaking to our heart, because whatever is in your heart, that's what's Lord over your life.
Absolutely.
And we had a lot of different, well, I can just speak for myself. I know for me, I had a lot of different things that kind of occupied my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And God was there, but it was then my business, and then making sure that, I made the dean's list or whatever else it was. But those things took the forefront, and then I started to recess on what it was that I was doing, my prayer life and my worship time, because I'm a worshiper by nature. But I've noticed that during this time of COVID-19, it's been very challenging. I have not been motivated because I started out, oh, it's not a big deal. Then I started out, then it went from not being a big deal to being angry. And then it went to, okay, actually, like just stop and be still and just hear what is being said. And so that's kind of where I'm at now. And what he put on my heart was like, I need you to change the posture of your heart.
That's good.
So I just hope that people actually take this time to really just listen to what it is that God is speaking to them. And so that when we come back out and we're in society, that, you know, some of the killings and the murders and the safe zone, like some people will actually take heed to that and like, you know what, that's not such a bad idea. Like, oh, that is cool, you know? And just the things that we thought before that weren't cool or what have you, we can just, you know, just kind of just change the posture of our heart. And so I think that, I hope, that is my hope and prayer for the people coming out of COVID-19.
Awesome. Anybody else?
I think God wants us to refocus on Him. A lot of people have, unfortunately, like lost their jobs. People are dying, and I think He wants us to get back to the source. He is our source. Everything else is a resource.
Yeah.
Like, and when the resources dry up, He's still going to be the source. He'll be our provider. He's going to heal us. Like, we're always going to have food. Money will come in, and it's time to realign with His word and His will, and just know that He's going to provide it all for us, and we don't have to worry about outside factors.
That's good.
Also, and just like sitting and listening to Him also, because oftentimes we try to fill the silence with noise, and sometimes silence is good, and that's when you can hear from Him, just in the silence. Just turn off the music.
Be still.
Turn off the TV and just sit and listen and be one with your thoughts. And then, you know, and just let Him pour into you in the silence, and again, just be still.
That can be really difficult for a lot of people.
It
I know
is.
the very first time I did that, you know, your mind immediately starts to go to your schedule or your to-do list, and you start filling that silence with your own thoughts rather than allowing the silence to be filled. You start filling it. So it's a good thing to practice. It's a good
I
thing
was
to
gonna say,
practice.
that's pretty much what everybody said, but
Yeah.
to piggyback, like, that's what I believe that God was trying to tell us, to just be still.
Yeah.
We're so used to ripping and running and doing and moving and just doing so much, and we can't do that. We can't. We have to be in the house, and we have to be still, and I think that's what He's trying to tell us. Just, yes. I for myself, I have been a lot more productive. I have been able to do things that I wasn't able to do because I'm always moving, always going. Just with myself being in the Word and doing my daily devotionals, I've been more into that because I'm at home and I have some time and I can do that. So I think that He really wanted us to just focus on Him and just be still.
So what I'll say to you is, in this time right now where God has really been speaking to us, causing us to be still, causing us to reposition, causing us to refocus, take advantage of it right now, because this too shall pass. And when it passes, you want to have your mind stayed on Christ. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our girls chat, our after worship talk here at Life Changing Ministries. We want you to have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and one more thing. I'm sorry. My producer is telling me I forgot something. Listen, we want to be a blessing to you. When we talk to you, when we encourage your hearts, we would love for you to be a blessing back to the ministry. We would love for you to partner with us. We have partners that give $5 a month. It's really not hard. You can go to givelify.com, which is www.givelify.com, and search for Life Changing Ministries, Baltimore, Maryland. You can also visit us on Easy Tithe, www.easytithe.com/LCM. Listen, you can do more than $5, you can do 10, you can do 100. We always do say, make sure that your tithe goes to your church. But if we have been a blessing to you, then please help us to forward the cause of ministry. Help us to reach thousands and thousands across the world and send in your offerings. We thank you so much today for joining with us. Come back again. We're live pretty much almost every single day. Listen out for Apostle Hinton to give you an encouraging word or to have an interview with someone. But again, make sure that you always know at the end of the day, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what gets crazy, be still and know that Jesus is Lord.